Try it again.
Why can't you trust anyone?
Because you trust everyone! Ah!
Are you okay?
Fine.
You could have broken it.
It's not broken.
Let me see it.
I'm fine.
Let me see it.
Friendship. A theme Teen Wolf seems to get right every single season of the show. From seasons 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, part 1, and even the trash, season 6, part 2. Many people like to think that Teen Wolf is a show about love, romance, and basically many people think that it's a ripoff of, movies like Twilight and other teen vampire and werewolf dramas. But no, at the core of Teen Wolf is a show about the relationships, yes, but it's also a show about the family, the connections, the friendships. And I think that Teen Wolf is one of the very few shows out here that perfectly encapsulate what friendship truly is. And in this video, I'm going to be explaining how Teen Wolf perfected friendship on TV. This is Jades Corner. Welcome to the video. Hope you guys like this video and stick around, because this conversation is not one that many people like to talk about. So I'm going to get into this topic as deep as I possibly can, so stick around for the rest of the video if you're interested. So to start off this video, I want to get into what I believe is the best example of what friendship really means within Teen Wolf. And you guys probably already figured out what the best example of a friendship in the TV show is, and that is Scott and Styles' friendship. From day one in season 1, episode 1, Scott and Styles have been the best of friends, and although they have disagreements here and there, they always come together at the end of the day, and their friendship feels real. It feels like a friendship that me and a few of my friends would have in real life. And I think that's something that we all need to give Jeff Davis credit for as the writer and series creator, because he really did a fantastic, phenomenal job of portraying their friendship within the show. Now, I said I'm going to get into the, deep discussion about, Scott and Styles' friendship, and I'm not going to make this video too long because I don't want you guys to sit here hearing me talk for like an hour. So yeah, I'm gonna get my points out of the way and then get this video wrapped up pretty much. So season 1, Scott and Styles' friendship is very, very good at the start. Styles helps Scott deal with his werewolf powers, and they have a few arguments here and there. The perfect representation of this would be season 1, episode 8, Lunatic, in which Styles simply asks Scott to find out if Lydia likes him. Now, if I was Styles in real life asking my friend to do this, because in real life I'm a shy and awkward person, I'm confrontational, but if it's somebody new that I don't know, I'm not gonna just go out of my way to go up and talk to them, because it's not the type of person I am. I've never been that type of person. So me being like that in real life, I completely understand where Styles is coming from, because it's something I would do and ask a favor of one of my friends in real life as well. So when Styles asks Scott to do that, Scott does it, but he takes it a step further. He ends up making out with Lydia, although it's highly implied that it's under the influence of the full moon, but that doesn't excuse the fact that Scott did it anyway. And when Styles found out by overhearing Jackson saying that your lipstick is messed up, Styles puts 2 and 2 together and figures out that Scott made out with Lydia. Now, if that happened to me in real life, and I found out that some girl I liked made out with my best friend, I would probably be pissed off just as much as Styles was in this episode. And the scene that, I think portrays how Styles feels perfectly is the scene where he handcuffs Scott to the radiator in his room and says that was payback for Lydia. Now, does Styles threaten Scott with, I'm not going to be your friend anymore. I'm not going to, support everything you do. I'm not going to help you out with being a werewolf. No, he doesn't do that. Now, with me, it depends on how far you go with it. If it ends up leading to something like sex, then I might be like, I don't know if I want to rock with you anymore. But if it's, a moment of, weakness between two people, and, I understand how human feelings can get, but, yeah, I wouldn't be like, I'm not going to be your friend anymore. I'll be like, it was a mistake. Just don't do it again. Really don't do it again. And I forgive you this time. Because I am a forgiving person in real life, but it depends on what I said before, how far you go with it and what you do. So I understood what Styles was doing in that moment. He was trying to understand where his best friend was coming from. Now, werewolves don't exist in real life, so I can't relate to it too much because, Scott was under the influence of the full moon, and, Styles in that episode was trying to, like I said before, really, really understand where Scott was coming from. And instead of threatening not to be his friend, he just sat outside and waited for him. And, he just thought, he was like, do I really want to lose my best friend over a female? Is it really that serious? This girl has not been paying attention to me for years. And when I finally asked Scott if she does pay attention, he makes out with her. But I've been friends with Scott longer than I've personally known Lydia, so would I want to ruin that friendship over some petty little moment where he kissed a girl that I liked? No, that would be dumb. That would be stupid. Imagine wasting 15 years of a friendship over one little stupid thing that happens. And I know things like that happen in real life, but I'm just saying that in this case, it would have been stupid for the friendship of Scott and Styles to be ruined over a little moment like this. Now, season 2, they don't really have any bad moments where they argue, because they're mainly focused on the whole Kanama stuff. So they really don't have to worry about that for the entirety of season 2. But their friendship is portrayed in a few scenes, such as them defending each other when teachers call them out, helping each other out, just like in season 1. And then I think Scott and Styles' friendship is portrayed the best throughout season 3 and season 6. Season 6 I'm going to get into in a little bit, and season 3 I'm going to talk about right now. Now, season 3 part 1, season 3 episode 1, Tag 2, I just did a review on it on my channel. I'm going to post a card right here so you guys can go check that out after this video is over. But in season 3 episode 1, Tag 2, Scott and Styles have many great moments in that episode where it's easy to see the evolution of how far their friendship has come from what we've seen so far on Teen Wolf to this point. And the best episode in season 3 part 1, which portrays their friendship, everybody knows about this moment, everybody knows about this episode. I'm going to use Motel California as an example, is when Scott and Styles no. Scott is under the influence of the Wolfsbane that, The Rock had put in Coach's whistle, and he, due to the Wolfsbane affecting his mind, he contemplates committing suicide. Now, do I condone suicide? Do I condone death threats? No, I do not. I am a huge stickler for, helping people out that are going through any of that stuff. And just recently on my end, I can relate to that because I got a suicide threat of all things. Possibly, I don't know where it came from. It was from some random person that I've never heard about before on my YouTube page. But I'm thinking that it's somebody from my school because there was a whole big thing on Snapchat. I'm not gonna get into it. It's not really the topic of this video, but yeah. Moral of the whole situation is I got a suicide threat. Wasn't cool. Kind of affected me a lot. Still affecting me right now, but you got to do what you got to do to push through and move forward. But anyway, like I said before, Scott was about to commit suicide because of the wolf's bane affecting his mind, and Styles, was trying to calm him down. And it was a really, really touching scene. I watched that scene religiously, which is probably not in my best interest, but it's just so powerful to me that their brotherly bond is that strong that just a few words from Styles can convince Scott not to go through with what he was literally telling himself to go through with, and was about to do it too. I guarantee you, if no one showed up, he was gonna commit suicide and kill himself. But it's so fantastic how well their friendship is portrayed in terms of all the good moments and bad moments. And moments like this that I just mentioned with Motel California, that Scott and Styles are to me the ultimate fictional duo. Like, and that also can be attributed to how much of how good of friends Dylan O'Brien and Tyler Posey are in real life. I think they're best friends in real life as well. And their chemistry, I've seen them in videos, I've watched all the Comic-Con panels for them. They seem like they freaking live together, and like they would actually be brothers. Like, it's insane. They do. I think that when they were on Teen Wolf, they were doing everything together. It was crazy. They were living together at one point, I'm pretty sure, and they were playing video games together, just doing stuff you would want to do with your homies if your homies were at your crib or at your house in this instance. Playing games with you too. You wouldn't want any bad moments to happen. You would want to just have as much fun with them as possible, and that's what Dylan and Tyler basically were doing. So that chemistry that they have, that was translated over to the television series, is fantastic. And it's kind of like the relationship Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone had in the Amazing Spider-Man series. That's the best representation of a relationship in any of the Spider-Man films, because of the freaking chemistry Emma and Andrew had in real life. Like, it's fantastic how chemistry between two people, especially if it's really, really good, can translate into their acting, into their job that they basically get paid off of doing. It's really, really awesome. And season 4 is another example of Scott and Styles' friendship being really, really good. In season 3 part 2, they have fantastic moments, especially the scene where Styles is like, I don't want to die like my mom. You guys know what I'm talking about, the MRI scene where he's like, there's no cure, they know what they're looking for, and then Scott immediately comes up with a plan to save his friend. Now, if that was me in real life, I would try everything to save my friend too, or at least comfort him, because situations like that are sad, especially when you find out you're gonna die like your parents. If in this instance your parents are already dead in real life, and you have, let's just say, a disease just like them, you're gonna die in the exact same way they did. That's pretty effed up, in my opinion. And it's pretty devastating to hear something like that, especially if you do have something like cancer following your parents, if your parents end up having cancer and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just a really sad situation to be in. And yeah, when they hug each other, man, I shed tears every time I see that. I just finished watching Teen Wolf season 3 part 2 like a week and a half ago, and I saw that scene and I was like, man, that's sad, bro. But that's also beautiful at the same time, because like I said before, their friendship is so freaking strong that they'll do anything for each other. And season 4 is another season where their friendship is portrayed perfectly. And season 5, I would say, is where their friendship is, I think, at the weakest point because of the character of Theo. Now, Theo is a character that I did not like at all when he was first introduced. I thought he was really annoying. I thought he was a prick. But over time, Teen Wolf has been ended for over 3 years. I've rewatched the series a whole bunch since. I've analyzed Theo's character, and I understand why he was introduced in season 5. At least this is how I've interpreted it. He was introduced to give, to put a halt on Scott and Stiles' friendship and make them question each other's morality. Stiles having trust issues, he didn't trust Theo from the jump. As soon as Theo came, Stiles didn't trust him. Scott, being a leader, if someone shows him, what he believes in, he's most likely gonna allow them in his pack, which is what Stiles had an issue with, because Scott trusts everyone, like he says in that rant that I showed at the start of the video. And their friendship gets almost pretty much damn near destroyed, but they talk it out, they sit down, they work out their issues, which is in my opinion how I think every situation should be worked out, regardless of how bad it is. If you really care about that person and you really want that person to be your friend, or let's just say if this is your girlfriend in this instance, if you really love her and you have an issue and you have a problem that you go through and you want to really, really fix it, I think both you and your girlfriend, or you and your friend, should sit down and really talk about the issue that happened and try to see if you can do anything to get it fixed. And try to see if you both can come to, a moral understanding and a moral, consensus on what both of you and your friend agree on. So that's what Scott and Stiles did. And in this instance, the situation was Stiles killing his first person. He killed Donovan, but it was in self-defense. And when Scott heard the story about what happened when Donovan went to attack Stiles at the school in the middle of the night, Scott completely understood him. He was like, it was self-defense. Like, you're not just gonna let the kid come and kill you. Like, you gotta protect yourself. So I understand. I'm not mad at you. And that was another scene too. Like, when I first saw that, I was like, man, I wish I can just talk to so many people that have seen stuff that I said that misinterpreted what I was trying to say, and just sit down, talk it out with them, and try to see if I can do anything to salvage our friendship. Unfortunately, real life does not work like Teen Wolf does, and it does not work like that. So, that's why I like watching Teen Wolf sometimes, because I'm like, damn, if the situation I'm going through in real life happened like this, all my problems would be fixed. But like I said, real life's not like that. So last season I'm going to get into with their friendship before I get out of here is season 6. Now, season 6, Stiles and Scott, in terms of their friendship, I think was brought back to a level that we've seen it at season 3. Now, Stiles is not in season 6 all too much because of, season 6 part 1, him getting erased from existence by the Ghost Riders. And he's not in season 6 part 2 because he left the main cast. He's no longer a main character. He's a special guest star in season 6 part 2, and it's the first season where he's not in the title credits, the title sequence. So season 6 part 1, the perfect scene I would use to encapsulate Scott and Stiles' friendship are the moments from memory loss, because it's one of the only 2 times Scott and Stiles are together. And then the final scene where it's their last day of high school, they're talking about the future, and then Dylan O'Brien and Tyler Posey perfectly act out this scene, in my opinion, in my view at least, where they're talking about how they're gonna miss each other and how they'll always be there for each other, because they're brothers, and stuff like that. Just some really, really sad stuff that you and possibly your best friend, if you've been friends with your the person that you're talking to just as long as Scott and Stiles, you would probably be like, yo, I'm going to try my best to keep in contact with you, stuff like that. I don't want our friendship to die. And, it's just really, really stuff that people like myself can relate to in real life. So, yeah. And, of course, that ending scene where Scott and Stiles driving off into the distance is beautiful. Freaking love that ending. Best ending in any episode of the entire series. Hands down, no questions, no arguments. That is the best ending. And if the series ended off like that and we didn't get that trash ending we got in freaking the Wolves of War, then I would have been completely fine with it, because Riders on the Storm was a great episode, and if Teen Wolf just ended after that, I would not have an issue with the series finale being Riders on the Storm. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video of me breaking down, you know, Friendship and Teen Wolf and Scott and Styles friendship and relationship, and you know how it's perfected in this show. If you guys like this commentary on Friendship and Teen Wolf, make sure you leave a like, and make sure you comment down below what's your favorite moment of Scott and Styles throughout the entire show. Mine has to be either the MRI scene or the Riders on the Storm finale, man, because that stuff, both of those scenes are phenomenal. They're great, bro. But this is Jades Corner. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna get out of here. Oh, and by the way, if you do subscribe, make sure you keep up to date with my updates, because I'm constantly updating my comic book unofficial adaptation of Teen Wolf, and I'm also working on my website right now. I will show you guys a picture of what that's looking like at the moment. It's coming out really well. I think it's coming out super nice. I'm also gonna have an online merch store soon. I just found out about teespring.com, so once I get all my stuff set up on there, you can buy Jades Corner merch. And if you're new, my Teen Wolf unofficial reboot, The Teen Wolf, is coming out June 5th 2021 on the 10-year anniversary of Teen Wolf season 1. So people have been asking me how much it's going to cost in the comment section below. Right now, I'm thinking individual chapters are $5. Volumes are going to be $15 to $20. And then my brother bought up a really good thing, which is deluxe, which I would think would be a compilation of volumes, kind of like a compendium with The Walking Dead. I think those will be around $30 to $35. I'm not going to make them too expensive, around like $40, because that would be a rob. But yeah, that's basically what's going on with me and my comic book series. And basically, if you're new, the Teen Wolf, the goal of that, get that comic so popular to the point where Jeff Davis and Tyler Posey notice, get that drawn to MTV, Viacom, you know, have me go over there, talk to them, try to get Teen Wolf rebooted as soon as possible, and we'll take it from there. But make sure you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace, love, positivity. I'm Jades Corner. Hopefully this video does not get taken down or copyright claimed, because it's under fair use and it's transformative. So if they try to copyright claim it, I will fight it. And I'm gonna get out of here. Make sure you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Have a splendid end to your weekend, and I will catch you guys on the flip side. See you in the next video.